Have you ever really thought about what guarantees the medicine you take is safe? And not just safe, but the exact same level of safe and effective every single time you take it? Well, we're about to pull back the curtain on a hidden world that's absolutely critical to your health, but I bet it's one you've never even heard of. I mean, think about it. It seems like such a simple question, right? But the answer is, well, it's incredibly complex. You just trust that every single dose is pure, it's potent, and it's consistent. So, how is that trust actually earned? How is it maintained day in and day out? It all comes down to a group of people working tirelessly behind the scenes. These are the unsung heroes who bridge that enormous gap between a brilliant scientific discovery in a lab and the actual physical medicine that reaches you and the patients who need it most. So, what is this hidden field? We're talking about something called CMC regulatory affairs. Probably the best way to think about it is like this: it's the incredibly detailed instruction manual that has to come with every single drug. CMC. It stands for chemistry, manufacturing, and controls. And honestly, it's exactly what it sounds like. It covers every single step in a drug's life. From the raw chemicals it's made of, that's the chemistry, to the incredibly complex process to make it, the manufacturing, and all the quality checks along the way, which are the controls, the whole shebang. And this quote, this gets right to the heart of it all. See, a drug that works one day but does nothing the next isn't just unreliable, it's downright dangerous. CMC is the discipline that guarantees that consistency, that quality, and that purity in every single batch. No exceptions. So, who are these secret keepers? Who are these people? Well, they're the meticulous masterminds of the drug world. They're the ones who connect all the dots between the brilliant science, the massive scale of manufacturing, and those all-important, non-negotiable government regulations. And what's really fascinating is that it's not just one type of person. It's a true melting pot of skills. Of course, you've got your scientists and pharmacists, but you also need engineers who can figure out how to scale production from a tiny test tube to millions of pills. You need data analysts to track every little variable, and you even need great writers to put it all down on paper clearly. It's a massive collaborative effort. And to succeed here, you need a really unique set of traits. You got to have eagle eyes, right? The ability to spot one tiny wrong number in a mountain of data. You have to be an amazing communicator, someone who can explain complex science to the lab tech and the CEO and have them both understand. It is an incredibly demanding role, for sure. So really, the bottom line is that these professionals wear a ton of different hats. One minute, they're a detective, hunting for clues in the data. The next, they're a regulatory ninja, navigating this labyrinth of constantly changing rules. And at the end of the day, they're the ultimate puzzle solvers, making sure all the complex pieces fit together perfectly. Okay, so let's talk about the journey they guide. Getting a new drug from a lab discovery all the way to your pharmacy shelf, it's like navigating a super high-stakes maze. And these folks are the expert guides holding the map. The whole journey has these huge milestones. It starts with something called an IND application. That's just to get permission to even start testing on humans. Then, after years of clinical trials, you get to the big one, the New Drug Application, or NDA. That's for permission to sell it to the public. And believe it or not, even after all that, the work just keeps on going. So those two things, the IND and the NDA, they're like two massive hurdles you have to clear. The IND is kind of like that first draft of the instruction manual we talked about. It proves you can make the drug safely for just a few people in early testing. But the NDA, that is the final, exhaustive encyclopedia proving you can make it consistently and safely for millions. And when I say exhaustive, I'm not kidding. Get this, a single new drug application can be thousands upon thousands of pages long. I mean, can you even imagine the work that goes into creating, let alone reviewing a document that size? It is a truly monumental undertaking. And the stakes, they couldn't be higher. One small mistake, one missing detail, can lead to what's called a complete response letter from the FDA. That basically puts everything on hold. We're talking costly, time-consuming delays that keep a potentially life-saving drug away from the people who desperately need it. So you see, this isn't just about navigating bureaucracy or filling out paperwork. For the people in this field, it's a calling. It's about the human impact. It's about knowing that every single detail they get right could literally change or even save someone's life. So you might be thinking, okay, after all that intense work, years of effort to get a drug approved, Everyone can finally pop the champagne and breathe a huge sigh of relief, right? But is that really the end of the story? Well, not so fast. The reality is, the work never truly ends. It's a constant cycle. Manufacturing processes are always being refined, always being improved to increase efficiency, to reduce costs, and to enhance quality. And you have to do all that while staying compliant with regulations that are constantly changing all over the world. And this is where their work gets really interesting today. These CMC professionals, they're on the front lines, tackling some of the biggest challenges in healthcare. Things like, how do we lower the high cost of medication? Well, one way is by making manufacturing smarter. Or how do we get these drugs to parts of the world with limited resources? It's a constant balancing act. Because ultimately, this work isn't just about science in a vacuum. Every single decision that gets made has an economic impact, an ethical impact, and a deeply human impact, from a drug's final price tag to whether a patient on the other side of the world can even get it. So the next time you open a bottle of medicine, just take a second to think about that invisible network, the detectives, the puzzle solvers, and the meticulous masterminds who made absolutely sure it was safe for you. It kind of makes you wonder, who are the other unsung heroes out there making our world safer every single day?